Club Shay Shay is getting messier and messier. It's almost like Wendy Williams didn't go anywhere. She just got a weight set.
The number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job.
I don't want to be, don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see you.
DL Hughley just stepped in and he's spilling hot tea. He's calling out Shannon Sharpe, saying Shannon's finally catching heat for selling his soul to the industry gatekeepers. And now he's paying up big time. But Hughley ain't the only one talking. Streets saying Shannon's next on the chopping block.
I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so.
Allegedly, Shannon took a secret oath to some powerful Hollywood elites that helped him rise fast. But come on, this is Hollywood. Nothing's free. Now it's looking like the bill is due and Shannon might have fumbled the deal. The whispers, they're getting louder and messier. Sources in the industry claim there's a lineup of women gearing up to hit Shannon with lawsuits and what they're accusing him of. Straight up wild. This could be just the tip of the iceberg. So what does DL Hughley know that we don't? Is Shannon really being blackmailed behind the scenes? Let's break it all down. Hughley's been warning Shannon for a while, calling him out for selling out and linking up with shady folks. But Shannon didn't listen. Now that all this drama is going viral, DL came ready to roast him. He even took it to Twitter, saying Shannon should be glad he's not the one interviewing himself on Club Shay Shay. That's how messy it's gotten. Some fans think DL went too far, especially while Shannon's facing some serious heat. But others are saying he's just telling the truth.
Initially, I was going to do it.
Let's keep it real. DL Hughley ain't new to this. He's been on Shannon Sharpe's neck for years. He's been dragging Shannon for turning Club Shay Shay into a spot where black men get chewed up for clout. DL didn't hold back. He once called Shannon Wendy Williams with a weight set. That's crazy. And why? Because according to Hughley, Shannon's platform is less about truth and more about viral chaos. Hughley says Shannon straight up lets his show be a trap for clickbait, where throwing someone under the bus gets more airtime than telling the real story. And he's been vocal about it too. In a Vlad TV interview last year, Hughley said he'd never step foot on Club Shay Shay. He said the drama, beefs, and messy energy Shannon lets guests bring to his couch, not for him. And yeah,
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
he was mainly talking about that explosive Katt Williams interview. You know, the one that nearly broke the internet with close to 90 million views. In that episode, Katt went off on everybody, from Steve Harvey and Cedric the Entertainer to Kevin Hart. He wasn't playing. Funny thing is, Katt never dissed DL in that interview, but DL still had smoke for both Katt and Shannon. And here's where it gets really wild. Katt actually warned Shannon on air about messing with the wrong folks in Hollywood. You might have laughed when Katt said Shannon had a weird allegiance to losers, but he was dead serious. Most folks missed the hidden shots in that interview. Katt was dropping clues about Shannon's ties to some powerful Hollywood shot callers.
In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Do you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. Why do you think Gary Owen can't cross over and he already white and been in comedy for 25 years? If what I say ain't the case.
According to Katt, Shannon had already made some shady deals behind the scenes. And if you were really paying attention, Katt kept stressing how dangerous it is to sell your soul to the devil by the devil. That line, that wasn't just a joke, it was a warning. Yeah, when Katt talked about selling your soul to the devil, he was calling out the gatekeepers, the shadowy industry power players who decide who wins and who disappears. Katt even dropped Kevin Hart's name, saying Kevin already had his deals lined up before he blew up, like it was all pre-planned. Katt made it clear, once you sign that deal, you're locked in for life, dancing to someone else's beat. And Katt didn't stop there. He also hinted that Shannon had some strange habits behind closed doors and straight up warned him about chasing white women. Like, Katt saw it all coming before it even happened. If Shannon had listened to those warnings, he wouldn't be in the mess he's in now. Because right now, it's bad. Shannon's being sued for a whopping $50 million by a woman named Gabriela Zuniga, and the details are disturbing. Gabby claims Shannon was manipulative, controlling, and got violent with her, especially after that messy IG Live scandal he had last year. She says when she tried to leave him, things got physical in the worst way, and it didn't stop there.
It's a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby. who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down.
In January, she says Shannon came back around, convinced her to let him visit, and once again crossed major boundaries. According to the lawsuit, he refused protection and allegedly forced her into uncomfortable and unwanted situations, even after she said no. What's even more disturbing, Gabby says she was only 19 when all this started, while Shannon was way older. That age gap and the accusations together, it's sending chills through the industry. Shannon's in his 50s, but this story just keeps getting wilder. Word is, Shannon and Gabby were deep into race play and BDSM, and we only found out because Shannon's own lawyer leaked their explicit text messages. These texts, straight up jaw-dropping. One of them had Gabby saying, "I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me while you're doing it."
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. It is what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see you.
I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
In another, she teased, "I know you missed this big juicy behind. $25,000 per cheek. Only if you give me that baby gravy, then I can do whatever I want to you." It got even messier when she said, "Put a big black baby in me. You better crave it, because you're going to be stuck with it for life." Yeah, that explicit. And Shannon's legal team dropped all of that to show the relationship was supposedly consensual. His lawyer made it clear this was their way of proving Gabby's lawsuit is bogus. In his official statement, the lawyer slammed the case filed by Gabriela Zuniga and her attorney Tony Busby, calling it a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions.
Thank you. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
He claimed the accusations were packed with lies, distortions, and misrepresentations, and made it clear Shannon categorically denies all allegations of coercion or misconduct, especially the serious claim of assault, which Shannon's team labeled a gross lie. The lawyer doubled down, saying Shannon refuses to be blackmailed and is standing 10 toes down to fight this all the way in court. He wants to clear his name through due process and let the law do the talking.
Is like a fallacy or some kind of hoax or something like this, because he was about to get a bunch of money. And you know, when you're about to get a bunch of money, people that hate on you just wait until you're about to get that money and rain on your parade. But we can't say that, and that's why I wanted to say it, to get Stat's opinion. I knew when I said that she was gonna go, yeah, no, you can't be on your way to 100 million. I keep telling Killer, right? And picking these kind of girls. You can't do that. We talked about this with Ant-Man.
Shannon also clapped back personally, calling the lawsuit a straight-up shakedown. He said Gabby and her attorney were just hunting for a huge payout, and he's not letting it slide. But here's the twist. Shannon also hinted that Gabby and Busby are planning to release even more receipts. Shannon claims Gabby's legal team edited a 32-second explicit clip of them to make him look violent, and he's not staying quiet about it. He called the footage chopped up, saying it was cut to paint him as the villain, and dared them to drop the full 10-minute video. According to him, the truth looks a lot different unedited.
This is what I'm getting at, and for him to offer 10 million says that there might be some truth to this, because I'm not offering nobody no 10 million if I know I didn't do anything. And I think the only reason the 10 million didn't work, Killer, I want to know how you feel about this. I think the 10 million didn't work because the pimp need his cut. You know, just allegedly. I'm not saying there is a pimp, right? Let me give you. It's just an idea. This is just an idea, right? So if there's a pimp, right? Why y'all keep laughing? That nigga worth a lot of money. You know how guys be, and they pushed her on her, and then she said 10. He was like, 10 is my 10. You gotta put in your number for yourself. That don't have nothing to do with mine. 10 is mine. That's what we discussed.
Now here's where things get dark. Rumors have been swirling for years that the industry gatekeepers, the ones pulling strings behind the scenes, keep dirt on everyone under their thumb. And not just minor secrets. We're talking blackmail vaults packed with videos and pics that could end careers in seconds. Diddy's name always comes up in these whispers. Insiders say he had vaults stacked with freak-off recordings showing celebs caught in all kinds of compromising situations. Some even claim this was how he kept people in line. But here's the thing. Diddy allegedly wasn't the only one doing this. So when Shannon's edited clip dropped, fans started connecting the dots. Could this be a warning shot from the top? Was Shannon being punished for stepping out of line? Now, new theories are heating up online, saying this lawsuit from Gabby might just be a smokescreen pushed by some powerful folks trying to make Shannon pay for crossing them. The idea? Use Gabby's story to blow up his public image before he gets even bigger. And the timing? Way too perfect to ignore. Just before all this chaos exploded, Shannon was about to lock in a massive $100 million podcast deal. After wrapping up his deal with Colin Cowherd's Volume Network, Shannon had major offers lined up from big players. Everyone wanted a slice of that club, Shay Magic. With nearly 4 million subscribers and the most watched podcast episode in YouTube history, Shannon was on the verge of becoming one of the biggest podcast moguls ever. But now, that whole future might be crashing down right in front of him. You can't ignore how big Shannon Sharpe's gotten in media. He went from NFL legend to talk show giant with real influence. But fans are starting to question everything now. Because this lawsuit, the timing is way too perfect. The whispers say this whole thing was timed to blow, just as Shannon was locking in a monster deal. People believe Gabby's camp had inside info about Shannon's upcoming $100 million podcast offer months before the public ever heard about it. And guess what? Before anything even went public, Gabby and her legal team were already talking to Shannon's lawyer, trying to settle quietly for $10 million. Yeah, Shannon's lawyer even confirmed both sides were close to sealing that deal. They were confident they wouldn't have to go to trial, until Gabby's team suddenly backed out and ghosted the agreement. Just walked away from a clean $10 million payday. And that's got everyone asking, why? Some say Shannon offering that much already makes him look guilty. I mean, if he had nothing to hide, wouldn't he want to clear his name in court? It's giving Diddy and Cassie vibes. Diddy cut that massive check because he knew if it went to trial, the truth would bury him. But let's keep it real. Gabby's young, just 21 and an OnlyFans model, while Shannon's a retired pro athlete and media heavyweight. The system usually protects people like him. So why would Gabby risk walking away from millions unless she's holding something explosive? That's what people are saying. She must have real receipts. We're talking audio, video, pics, something that can't be ignored. And sure enough, some of those receipts are already floating around. There's one audio clip where Gabby and Shannon are clearly arguing, and what Shannon says, chilling. Gabby tells him to stop, and he snaps back saying he'll choke her out and that she doesn't have a choice. Fans were stunned. It's hard to spin something like that. Gabby's lawyer, Tony Busby, says those recordings, that's just the beginning. According to him, there's way more where that came from. So now people are thinking maybe Gabby turned down that $10 million because she's sitting on serious evidence and knows a jury might give her even more. But there's another theory floating around, and it's even messier. Some folks believe Gabby didn't back out on her own. She might have been pushed by powerful people behind the scenes. The goal? Bleed Shannon dry and destroy his image completely? It's raising all kinds of questions. Why would Gabby pull back from a deal she was just about to sign? And let's be real, $50 million is a huge number to demand. So where did that number even come from? It's got fans thinking there might be a third party calling shots behind the curtain. Even industry folks are hinting at it. Mace and Cameron recently chopped it up on their podcast about the whole situation. Mace said something that caught everyone's attention. He pointed out that Shannon wouldn't have offered Gabby $10 million if he was totally innocent. But then he took it further, saying it felt like someone else, a pimp in his words, was behind Gabby's decision to take the fight public. Now maybe Mace was joking, but the timing, the wording, too specific to ignore. And here's another red flag. Once the lawsuit went public, ESPN dropped Shannon fast. Insiders say he was asked to step away, and now the network is quietly making moves to cut ties for good. Even Stephen A. Smith, who stood with Jay-Z when he got sued alongside Diddy, is now backing away from Shannon like he wants no part of it. So what does that tell you? Either the evidence is so damaging that even his closest allies can't defend him, or someone powerful is making sure Shannon loses everything. But what do you think? Is this just bad timing? Or is Shannon being set up by someone with serious pull? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video. It's gonna be crazy. See you next time.